Okay, one quick run to the post office, triage, and then look at getting going. This is the clearest I've seen it for a while. I kept getting rain and lightning notifications. Well, that's what I get for running around in my town flip-flops, I guess. So last night was more of the same. Constant rain, lightning, etc. Per my math, it's 110 miles-ish to the end. That's assuming doing the road walk and the avoiding Landover loaner issues reroute. So the 6 days of food and change that Jen sent me should be fine. The only big thing that stood out to me, yes, there's 2 mountain ranges, but the road walk is going to be 20-some miles. And it looks like there's only one legal place to camp along the way where you can hit some state land. I am perfectly fine stealth camping as long as it's not around houses and things, but might as well try and keep it legal. Sadly, the hours in this town are kind of limited. This is a place with the good coffee and burritos. It was open the first morning I was here, but won't be back open till Tuesday. Okay, I'm perfectly happy with my shorts, so I think these are going to my parents. Okay, last package of this trip at least. And we got all the goodies. Have I mentioned how much I love affordable hotels with little like kitchenettes and tubs and everything? Trail bliss. 11 o'clock, 6-7 days of food on my back. Gotta see if I can get a ride back out of town. 18 miles to where I pick up the trail. So obviously I could have resupplied here. The reason I didn't was I knew it was going to be a 100+ mile haul, so kind of wanted to have more compact stuff. I keep having people pull in and turn around, getting me all excited, and then nothing. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Guy stopped, dropped me off, super friendly. He was actually another SoCal refugee. Guy even gave me some treats for the road. So I've got fresh jerky. The old creek fence crossing. So now that I'm actually back out here, I've been looking ahead. It looks like in about 15 to 18 miles, there is a water source, and that's right before I climb up to the Manzanos, which is a ridgeline traverse. So that looks like it'll work out. I'll try and push to the base of that today, and then first thing tomorrow up and hopefully over. So it's currently Monday, May 22nd. If I had to guess, I would say I've got about a week left, at which point my parents will meet me in Albuquerque. My parents, who are at this point probably regretting accepting mail drops for me since I've been ordering a bunch of gear, and you know, the Mississippi and CDT prep is all basically going out of their spare bedroom. And because this hike is getting close to done, of course I've already been looking forward into others. I really enjoyed the kind of design of this route, so I went ahead and bought the map sets for the northern New Mexico loop and the Mogollon Rim Trail, which are by the same person, Brett Tucker. And turns out his desert winter through hike route that I'd heard of before is actually something I had been looking to put together myself, which is connecting the PCT and the AZT. So I also got access to that. So lots more hikes to plan, just lacking in time. If next year does end up being the American Discovery Trail, though, I'm gonna have very limited time for any sort of warm-up. Probably have to do something like the PCT section this year in the middle of class, because as soon as WTC is over, I've basically got to start hiking if I want to have a chance of finishing that in one go. I still really want to do the American Discovery Trail eastbound, starting at San Francisco, ending at Delaware, but with this year's snow, there's no way I would screw around with that. So if it's a very low snow year, I may stick with that plan. Otherwise, the reality of the situation may drive me to go east and hike back. You basically have the Rockies and the Sierras. They can be, you know, deal breakers. So it'll stop you if you've got winter conditions. my thought going westbound was, well, the Sierra is always going to be waiting there, and as I inevitably have complications that slow me down, I'm going to be stressed that I'm not going to make it all the way in one go. But I also don't want to screw with trying to do a crossing in early season, especially since I'm not really familiar with that corridor. It's up near Tahoe. It's possible it's relatively safe, but I mean, I don't have skis or the ability to ski across, so I would be restricted to snowshoes. And I'm very aware of all the issues with full-on winter backpacking. So we'll see as it gets to next winter. I could always prep for the American Discovery Trail or the North Country Trail and just do whichever one is more supported by whatever the spring conditions are going to be like next year. And then I'll do the other one after that. I really just don't want to end up in a situation like people are seeming to hit on the PCT this year, where they're majorly held up or having to jump off and do something else. Apparently there are groups of folks going up to the Oregon Coast Trail again, which seems to be the de facto PCT refugee trail. Well, I'm always annoyed at any sort of delay. That did feel like a productive enforced zero. So from texting with the other hikers I know, looks like I'm now bringing up the rear. Veggie and Karma left Mountainair yesterday. I think Snapper left the day before. And Sprouts and Mustard managed to skip Mountainair somehow. I don't know how they're managing that since they were in Socorro. I'm really gonna miss how epic the skies look if the clouds go away. Also, days like this, I wouldn't mind some shade. So while you might think I am in the middle of nowhere, this next section, the way it originally went, there have been some no trespassing signs. Apparently one guy got buzzed by a drone, so I'm gonna add 3.5 miles to avoid all that nonsense. Also, yeah, wouldn't surprise me if I got wet. So I checked the radar for the area, and it looks like there's a couple of major thunder cells coming across again. I don't know what I'm going to do if it really starts coming down. Hiking into Mountainair was pretty miserable with all the mud and everything, so I might be inclined to just stop and spare myself that again. Of course, the problem with saying, oh, I'm just going to stop is invariably that means it's just going to blow right through. This is the first time I've had to deal with mosquitoes out here. There has been a bit of route finding through the brush and around the water. It's already 3 o'clock, so we'll see if I make it to that water source I was hoping for. Busy train corridor. Looks like I mostly outran the rain, at least for today. So I'd kind of thought I'd try and get to the base of the climb to the Monticello Ridge Walk, but looks like that's actually a parking lot, so I'd prefer to camp before that. So This is still that relocation for a couple of miles. There are a couple of potential water sources that there is no beta for on the water report. Hopefully I can find one. Okay, 6:50. I'm basically continuing until I get water. I really hope I don't have to go to that trailhead. I don't want to camp at a trailhead if I can avoid it. Yeah, I'm not doing that to my filter. I'm pretty much out of water, and any of the maybe sources haven't worked out here. This could be a late night. I went off trail to check another spring, but no dice. I'm kind of wishing I'd filtered out of that green trough at this point, because I'm probably going to have to go on another 5 miles or so until the only source that I know is actually flowing. I really thought with all the rain, some of these would be running. The stream beds were damp when I dug into the sand, but not enough where any water was collecting. If I'm lucky, I'll find some puddle or random trick tank out here. If not, like I said, at the end of this section and another 4 miles and change, there is confirmed running water. There has been all sorts of great camping, but not so much as another trough that I've been able to find. Almost 9 o'clock. Okay, about 9:15, I got to a 4-wheel drive road right before that trailhead, and you can hear the water flowing in the background. So I was able to fill up. I'm ready to eat. It's gonna be, 10 after 10 by the time I get food and get into the sleeping bag. Home sweet home.